Good theme to end on for that topic. I wanted to move now to, I'm not sure what you would call it, but the convention, the worldwide gathering of 800 generals from all around the world to hear the Secretary of Defense. Oh, excuse me, the Secretary of War. I still have trouble saying that. Um, make his spiel, and then to hear the president go on with another one of his prolixities. But I would really be curious to hear what you folks thought on it. I think first, it's a little bit of a security risk to A, pull everyone away from their post around the world, B, have everyone in one building. But putting that aside, I don't really see what it it achieved in terms of really getting anyone more on board. They were lectured to. Pete Hegseth, whom I think these guys don't take seriously, they think he's a lightweight, was talking about fat people and wokeness and all this stuff. And then the president went on, and there really wasn't much meaningful said, except for me, when he talked about um, bringing troops to cities. And this is different than the National Guard or ICE. You know, the Positadas Act specifically prohibits the deployment of troops against American citizens. And there's no ambiguity in that. A lot of these laws that have been contested, there's some ambiguity. Not much in that one, but he talked about the enemy within. So if you came away from the speech, you might think, he's more concerned about taking care of enemies within his own citizenry than he is with, I thought, what the military was supposed to be here for, and that is protecting us from our enemies. But I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Why don't we start with you, Ashley?
Sure. I guess I took the enemy from within, meaning the terrorists that have come into our country. I mean, maybe it was a different message and just how I took it, and that's where my brain goes. But listen, do I think the campaign rally was necessary? Probably not. Do I think that his audience for that message that maybe would have been a better place for like the 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old people that are just joining the army and the different branches of government. Obviously, I think everyone on the here would want our country to be the best, have the best military that it can be. So whatever that means. But listen, it goes back to Pete Hegseth has said from the beginning, the president said from the beginning, they want to make this go back. They want to make the department go back to what it was, World War II, World War One, then that strength. And this is, I guess, part of it. Again, if you look at some of those faces that have been posted online since, it's kind of very interesting. There's been lots of memes of what was going on in the general's head during certain times, but I don't know, Kurt, what do you think? I mean, listen, it was obviously overshadowed by the government shutdown, which was probably maybe a good thing.
Yeah, and also, Bert, but before you jump in, I would just say, yeah, I agree that I think overall it was more of a nothing burger than anything. So I don't think it really hurt. And look, I do give the military credit under Pete Hegseth. Their recruitments are way up. They had been down. They started to go up at the end of Biden administration, but they've continued to go up. So they are getting more people interested. But I just worry about the messaging and that they're focusing on the wrong things. And I have a hard time believing that if this speech were given in 1946 with Eisenhower, that you would hear a lot of the same themes. But what do you think, Kurt?
Well, I don't think there were many men wearing dresses in the military back then either.
I don't think there are many men
That's
wearing
so
dresses in
cute.
the
That's
military
come on.
now.
That's
No,
like
I'm just saying, I'm
I'm
not saying
just
that
saying
there
that's like,
are. I'm
men
just saying
playing
those are the
women's
messages
sports.
he's
There's like
saying.
5 people or something in the country, and they just seize on it. Yes, but it's such a minor thing. But anyway, go ahead, Kurt.
Eh, I mean, I just think again, it's everything is stagecraft to these guys. Everything is a reality TV show. That's what this was. It's like, hey, let's get all the generals together. Let's give them their marching orders. Let's tell them this is how things are going to be, and either get on board or as the president said, there's the door. Surrender your rank. Your career is over. And as the commander in chief, he is entitled to do that. I've always felt that if you are out there having to broadcast to everyone that you are so strong and so mighty, that usually means you aren't. It's not a show of strength to me, it's a show of weakness. People who are truly strong, people who are truly powerful, don't need to tell everyone that they are. That's already just acknowledged. I think some of the stuff is just kind of clickbait. Oh, we're gonna have only, men's standards. Every soldier is gonna have to live up to man or woman. You have to meet the male threshold for strength and conditioning. Like, okay, whatever. We don't want fat people in the military. Like, okay, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of fat people who join the military anyway, to be quite honest with you, but whatever. Seems kind of counterintuitive, actually. So again, I just think it was just kind of, you know, their version of right-wing machismo, on steroids per se, and that's kind of their brand, right? When I think about people like the Dan Bonginos and the Joe Rogans, it's this whole macho, thump our chest, very much out of WWE, and this is just the natural extension of that. Will it have any actual operational effect? No. Was it just probably a bit of a vanity ego play? Yeah. Uh, in a month, are we going to be talking about it? No. So, it's just par for the course. It's just yet, this week on the MAGA reality show, we bring in the generals. That's just the staging. That's the theater that they really enjoy. Um, where that goes from there, who knows? I mean, do I think it got? I think if you already like Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, you loved it. If you don't like him, you hated it. Now there's any real middle ground anymore.
Hey, Kurt, I do have to say, I may have told you guys this before, but my son doesn't ask me ever about political stuff at all. The only thing he wants is this UFC ticket on the front,
Oh, for
on the
for
White
for
House
for
lawn,
White
just
House in
because he
June.
loves UFC. I mean, this whole generation, I didn't even know what it was.
Combat sports, man. People love it.
It's crazy.
It's legit. TKO.
Well, there's a great term which was coined um, from WWE called kayfabe, which is
Yes.
basically, fake. It's presented as real, but it's fake, right?
Protect the
And
gimmick.
there was a great piece about this in the Wall Street Journal, but that describes so much of what the Trump administration does, right? I think it's such a perfect term because
Yes, it
so
is.
much of it is just it's all a game. It's, as you say, Kurt, it's all a reality show. And most importantly, who's talking about Jeffrey Epstein right now?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no one
nobody.
cares about that anymore. That's gone. We are so past that now.
Well, I think the vote is still going to come up. I think that
They got the
discharge
discharge petition. They
procedure.
got the votes for that, so that will at
Yeah,
some
so
point,
and
Yeah,
once
Poe Hanna and Thomas Massey are behind it.
yeah,
So
once they get through
yeah,
the shutdown, that will resurface in some way. But again,
yeah.
like, no one, this country doesn't
Yeah, I
care
don't
about
think
that. They
care.
just
Yeah.